another episode, Nani? Yeah, I am gonna do 2 episodes for today. I did promise 2 episodes when I did the first video, like which is 3 days or 4 days ago, somewhere on there. So like, here it is. This time I'll be in Valor and I'll be using dual blades, so you guys get to see some of that action. I believe that Valor and dual blades are very good together, and we're fighting a Zinogre. So Zinogre, frozen seaway, you gotta make sure you got everything right. So you got your hot drinks, you got your potions. I didn't discuss this the other time, but having dunk bombs is also very helpful at end game. Uh, the reason why dunk bombs are actually really good to have, just in case, it's because it's something like something that you can handle 2-on-2. Uh, because in this game, unlike World, which is the subject of this video, you can't. It's kind of hard to fight 2-on-2 unless you're really really good, and I'm not really really good. I'm just good sometimes, most of the time at least. So yeah, like have dunk bombs just in case another monster comes into your fight. You can just send them away. Usually it works, so it's good to have 10 of them just in case. Zenogre usually always starts in 3. Okay, so that's another thing I didn't mention, like knowing where. Well, I kind of mentioned a little bit. That's why. But this is not about MHGU. This one, I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the fight, and I'm just gonna talk about Monster Hunter World, the big elephant in the room. Monster Hunter in the world, big elephant in the room. That is the big gamut in the room. That's more appropriate, right? The big gamut in the room, which is Monster Hunter World, and why I'm not playing it, pretty much. Well, not really. It's just they just call it the good, the bad, and the ugly of Monster Hunter World. There you go. That's what this episode is about. So we'll start with the good. We always want to start with the positives, and then I'll explain like my feelings towards what do we call it? Towards the. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Leave. Aduba! Aduba! Go. Sorry guys. Sometimes I get like that. So yeah, the good is that Monster Hunter World just introduced Monster Hunter to a lot of Westerners, pretty much. Because like a lot of people don't really enjoy Monster Hunter, right? There's Monster Hunter to be a like a really like a real hurdle, right? Like one of the biggest hurdles is you have to actually like gather stuff. You have to remember things. If you don't remember things, the hunt is gonna go really bad, like extremely bad. So that's one of the things. And Monster Hunter World introduced so many quality of life things that it's amazing. Like many quality of life, including having the ability to go back to your camp to replenish everything. You don't really, if you miss something and you miss eating, you can go to the camp. And the camp pretty much gives you everything. And then the Rise is gonna be the same thing. So like that's one of the good things. It opened up to a lot more people. A lot of people were more receptive of it. Even famous streamers, famous content creators started like to be, oh, this game is fucking fun, because they took out most of the gripes that a lot of people, a lot of casuals were complaining about. And they added like something way better. And I commend them for what World did. Iceborne was fucking amazing. I'm not gonna like sit here and give you guys a thing where, oh my god, like it wasn't good. It was really good. Like considering, like, I always talk smack about World, but World is a good game. I've never debated in how World is a bad game or anything like that, because it's not. It's definitely not a bad game. Definitely not. It's one of the best games out there right now. If you haven't played World and you want to get into Monster Hunter, I would highly recommend that you start with Monster Hunter, with that Monster Hunter, instead of like this one. I would really, really think that you start here first, but at the same time, I understand that you're looking for like a good segue, right? A good segue would be Monster Hunter World, and if you want to see how the old school Monster Hunters used to play, this is the game that you go for, and I think that's the thing. But yeah, like Monster Hunter World did wonderful things. A lot of quality of life stuff. In addition to that, the graphics were fucking phenomenal. The graphics were fucking amazing, and a lot of people love graphics. For I am one of those that is in between here and there. Like I love graphics and everything, but it's not the end all be all stuff, right? But yeah, like graphics wise, it's beautiful. It's smooth for sure. A lot of the new stuff, like the monsters fighting each other. Jesus, dude, that was fucking beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. The only thing that I really like, really, oh, let's not go into. Let's keep talking good about Monster Hunter World, because it's very rare for me to do that, right? It's very rare for me to do that. To actually say, oh, Monster Hunter World is good, and I want to take this opportunity to actually, look at it subjectively, and no, objectively. Look at it objectively and say, like, hey, well, it's a good game. It still is a good game. If you want to give it a try, I really recommend it. Honestly, like if I were to choose a game to play, I'll play this one. But just like that's why we're playing this game instead of like Monster Hunter World right now. But like, yeah, man. One of the things that was really good. It's just it expanded to Western audiences. That's what I always wanted. So like as a longtime fan of Monster Hunter World did an amazing freaking job. Like honestly, I cannot take it away from World. No matter how much I try, or no matter how much I want to gripe about it, how much I've griped about it on stream. So like I understand the milestone that is Monster Hunter World, and Iceborne. Jesus, talk about almost like a game changer stuff. And what I mean by that is that it literally gave an expansion, gave the game a whole new life. Like it literally was really good. It was just like, wow, dude, they just give us a lot, man. They just give us a lot. And and like I said, biggest thing is that whatchamacallit? Biggest thing was that it brought it to the West. I did it returning. No, tactical retreat. Oh, that's the one. Be careful. Okay, okay. So anyway, like yeah, it did amazing things, dude. It brought a bunch of monsters, a bunch of the monster stuff that came in World was amazing. Like everything about it was amazing. The quality of life changes. The things you could do with weapons, you could fucking fly with the IG now with the Interglaive. Sorry, I have to call it that. But it was such an amazing thing, and again, for beginners and for people that want to get into Monster Hunter, I highly recommend that you check that game out. And we're not playing no looking, guys. We're not playing that game right now. This monster is no joke. Oh gosh, I forgot to eat. Because this style particularly requires a lot of stamina. So But yeah, like it did a lot of things that was good. It did a bunch of things that was good, and a lot of life quality things. And now that I said, like, I praised World for what it is and made it famous, it's just a really good game. And it did a good job, Capcom did a fucking phenomenal job, and they gave us free fucking things, dude. Free fucking content. And it was new monsters that were free, dude. That's fucking amazing, dude. For a $40 value, that's a fucking value right there, man. Honestly. It's just like, it was just like an amazing feat for them to do. And again, I have a lot of praise for the game. No, I was gonna say nothing about that. I love the game, and I love the game for a little bit, not a lot. I should have paintballed him, so we're gonna probably look for him. Which is good, because I actually have time to talk and stuff. So yeah, so eventually, like I said, Monster Hunter, it was really good. Again, if you're a beginner and you wanna like start somewhere, you can start World. Like I highly recommend it. You start in World. It's just that, and here comes the bad parts, and here comes the objective. The subjective. Here comes the subjective for me. End game stuff for Iceborne and even for Monster Hunter World. Oh my, Monster Hunter World end game stuff was pitiful. Honestly, it was fucking pitiful. Like end game stuff, like there was really nothing to do. other than look at how pretty the graphics are. That's pretty much it, man. And then out of nowhere, dude, they give us Iceborne, and Iceborne with everything that I should have been, and even more. And even now, they fixed a bunch of the things that I had a gripe with. But given that, why am I given all the praise that I've given it, and just barely talking about the bad? Um, it just like it takes away a little bit from the preparedness of what Monster Hunter was. Because Monster Hunter is basically you fucking prepare your ass for these big things and you make sure that you remember these things, right? So like for them to give us that little thing, albeit it was a good quality of life thing, but at the same time it's like it took away some of the essential things of Monster Hunter, but I would I would gladly accept it in Rise because sometimes I forget too. Sometimes I just forget. So like it's a thing, and the thing is that just the bad of that game is that the end game wasn't perfect anymore. Like even with the guiding lands, which I had high prospects for, and again I played the game a lot. I mean like 200 to 400 hours of gameplay in Iceborne and in the world. I gave it a good shot. I gave it a good shot, and I just did never came back. And right now they have Fatalis, and Fatalis is a fucking great addition. And honestly, I'm gonna be controversial and say I enjoyed the story. Story was really good. To me, it was really good. I enjoyed every aspect of the story. And it combined a lot of what Monster Hunter 4 was with those little cutscenes and stuff, which was fucking phenomenal to be honest. And I wish they bring those kind of cutscenes back in Rise. So I'm kind of hoping they do. But yeah, like it was like the end game stuff was really like rough at the beginning of Iceborne, but they kind of learned how to fix it. Then this is the third time he goes Super Saiyan. But yeah, like it was a it was a realization for me personally that World was not a game for me. It was not the Monster Hunter for me. And I played these games for years, right? So like I do have my biases, and I, of course, like everybody else, I'm human. I have my biases. Oh, another tip: if it hits you like that, you don't want to get killed by the second hit. Just let it fall. Don't press any buttons. That way he'll get up. She'll get up, or the hunter, whichever hunter you decide to make, will get up on his own. Like we'll wait for the Oki. Let's call it Oki. But yeah, like a lot of the things that I did not enjoy about World were that this is where we come to the ugly, because I say the ugly because this is my objective view, because my view is not gonna be like others. Other people love World and all the other things. And I don't know, man. But one of my biggest gripes, my biggest gripe, and I honestly would have been on the board with Iceborne if they didn't do this. If they didn't whatchamacallit, just neuter fucking Sword and Shield. I don't know what they did with Sword and Shield, and I tried to get on board, and Iceborne kind of faked a couple of the things with Sword and Shield, but it never felt the same. It never felt the same to me, and it was like a big bummer because Sword and Shield is my go-to weapon all the time and stuff. So like not having access to one of your weapons that you enjoy a lot and you just don't enjoy anymore in the game was a real bummer to me. And that's the thing. It's just that little thing kind of turned me off from World since the beginning, and it just didn't feel good. It was the worst weapon in the beginning. It was definitely the worst weapon because definitely in this is what MHGU does best, compared to World. But in World, there are clearly winning weapons and clearly more powerful weapons and clearly like really bad weapons that you really have to try for. Sword and Shield, you have to try a little bit too much for the win. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but oh dude, this thing is like running like a bitch. But yeah, like it's there's like a lot of little things that oh wow, this is pretty quick. But yeah, there was like a lot of little things that pretty much kind of made this game kind of balanced in a sense. It was if this game is very imbalanced but balanced. What I mean by that is there's certainly Valor mode made this game super imbalanced in favor of the hunter. But then you meet like monsters, there are deviants and stuff, and that kind of balances it out, you know. And then I know that hunting horns aren't the greatest here, or any gun lances aren't really the greatest, but the hunting art and the hunting styles make it a little better. Like that's what I mean by balance. And World didn't have that. There was clear losers and clear winners in World in terms of weapons. Like clearly the weapons in let's give the greatsword. The greatsword is clearly a winner there. Clearly, and it's probably one of the best weapons. High grade, no, sorry, high heavy bowgun. That's clearly a winner too. Light bowgun to a certain extent. It depends what you do. And you know, I know they try to balance everything. Honestly, they try to balance everything with you know the new stuff, and you know it kind of works. And then gun lances got even funner. Again, I'm trying to find the praise with the bad, but like there were clear winners and losers in terms of weapons. And I think I did a video a long time ago about it. So I guess like all right, let me just get finished with the point, and then we'll end the episode. I don't want to make it too long, but sometimes it's what it is. But yeah, like there were clear winners and losers here, and here, thanks to the styles, thanks to the hunter arts, there's a balance, and then you could find your way and find new ways to have fun with each weapon. But you can't do that in World. In World, you can only rely on the armor skills and armor stuff for so long, you know? You can only rely on the mixed armors and all the fun stuff that you do for so long till you get bored. And that's what happened to me. I just got bored. And every time I come back to this game, I just have more fun. I'm addicted to the game. I'm playing it. And that's what happens, dude. And I think World did a phenomenal job overall to make Monster Hunter World, to make Monster Hunter feel relevant in the West society, pretty much. And I thank that. I thank Monster Hunter World. I thank Capcom for doing that, and I do. But to be honest, my heart belongs to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate or the old school Monster Hunters because I just feel I could do more. I feel like the end game here is fucking phenomenal. And one of the big things that World didn't do is give us transmog. They should have given us transmog from the beginning, and things would have been a little better. Like we had to wait long time. I think until now, barely like maybe a month or two ago, we got the ability to get layered armor from everything. They should have done that from the beginning. And I know it takes a lot of work, and that wasn't their main priority. But yeah, they should have done that. And it's those little things that kind of like made me go like, you know what? I'd rather not play that game. Here, I have transmog at the end game. I have more things to do. I have the deviant monsters. In addition to that, I have new like end game stuff that I could go for. Like I didn't even know about aerial bows until one of my viewers told me about it. And shout out to Dirko for letting me know about that, because I still thank him for that, because that was a fucking phenomenal set that he showed me. But yeah, like it's those little things that kind of turned me off from World. And again, I really wanted to start off with that, with the good. Again, Monster Hunter did a lot of great. Monster Hunter World did a lot of great for the whole franchise. Again, the graphics were phenomenal. The content was phenomenal. Everything was phenomenal in their parts, and it deserved every praise that they get for that game. But my heart still belongs to Monster Hunter Generation, and then that's pretty much it. Just those little things that got to me, and specifically the sword and shield, it just didn't feel good. So like, when you butcher my weapon, like they did, and I'm still scared for Rise, and how they're gonna make sword and shield. That's when it kind of, I went like, you know what, I don't need to go back anymore. And this was about 3 months ago where I was like, okay, I'm literally done with World, and I don't want to do anything else. And I went back to Generations, and here we are. I made a whole series. I'm gonna making a whole series about me talking about random things. But yeah, honestly, that hunt was faster than I thought it would be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Next episode will definitely be more on tips for Monster Hunter Generations. We're gonna be talking about armor skills, and what I personally recommend for the beginning, middle, and end. Well, and spoilers, it's gonna be the last monster that you fight. That should be your end goal. Because honestly, his armor is broken once you have like good stuff. And I'll explain that. So like the next episode, we'll talk about that. But yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Again, like Monster Hunter did great. Monster Hunter World did great. It brought it up to the next level, which I wanted. But at the same time, it wasn't fun for me because it didn't feel like the Monster Hunter that I grew up with. And the fact that there were hunts that were like the Behemoth hunt. Oh my gosh, I could talk for hours about the Behemoth hunt and how not fun the hunt was. So like the little things like that, I just didn't like. It was like either impossible to eat, too easy. There was never a middle ground. And here, there's a middle ground most of the time. Most of the monsters here, there's a middle ground. And then you have actual tools to fight the monsters. And again, the biggest thing that helped me in World and to keep playing was playing a lot of weapons. And that's how I bring it back. So remember, guys, use all the weapons. At least give 2 to 3 weapons a try. Trust me, you will not regret it. And that's it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully I didn't talk too much again, but it feels like the episodes are going to get like a little bit longer than usual, which is okay. There will be long episodes, there will be short episodes and things like that. Alright, so that's it for now. Episode 2 is done. Next episode is going to be armor. Armor decorations, and we're going to talk about decorations. We're going to talk about armor, what I personally recommend for you guys, and all the other stuff. So I'm also thinking of putting the information, if I get enough views and people are asking, I could also put the information in the description. So like what I talk about, because I know I tend to ramble and I tend to take long. So like I'm gonna put, I could put all the information and my tips on my info, and then you guys could, whatever you didn't miss, whatever you missed from the video, I could just put it there. But yeah, that's about it. Next episode again, armor, and what I think you should be making in the beginning, advanced to beginner, and what you should be doing in end game stuff, and what I think the funner parts of Monster Hunter Generations are, and things like that. So we'll end it right there. All right, you guys have a good day again. If you like the video, give me a like and subscribe. I'm always here also to answer any questions, so feel free to leave a comment.